Okay, welcome back everyone. Finally, it's our last featured session at Baekhyang Grand Ballroom A. And our last feature session is a very special session that was prepared by our students and staff on their experiences on the impact assessment of non-curriculum higher educational activities. We'll be watching a series of videos for this session prepared by staff members and students. And in the first video, Ms. Sunyoung Park, a senior staff at the Institute of Higher Education Innovation at Yonsei University, will talk about the activities at IHEI for supporting student-led social innovations. Let's watch the video.
Good afternoon. I am Sunyoung Park from the Institute for Higher Education and Innovation, IGEI, of Yonsei University. I've been studying the role of design as a tool for solving social problems, and now I am supporting students who would like to solve social challenges and innovate society. I'm very excited to introduce our organization and students today. I will first speak about our SDG-based extracurricular program Workstation, social impact measurement, and our students will go on to share with you some case studies. Here's a table of contents for today's presentations. Before we talk about today's topic, impact measurement, I would like to give you a quick introduction of our institute. Yonsei University's Institute for Higher Education Innovation, IHEI, was established to address not only the increasing importance of sustainable development and the worsening social environmental changes such as economic inequality and environmental pollution, but also to move beyond the limitations of performance-oriented one-way education in Korean higher education. It was established in 2018. IGEI aims to lead the transformation of higher education by nurturing future-oriented talents who contribute to social innovation. Through this, it seeks to expand positive impacts across society as a whole. Our program is broadly structured as a dual-track system with a curriculum-based program and extracurricular program. It is designed to maximize synergy between programs by combining theoretical learning with hands-on experience. In our curriculum-based program, over 40% of enrolled students participate with a cumulative total of over 36,000 students. Additionally, our extracurricular program include various initiatives such as social participation programs, social value internship programs, and community-based mentoring programs. Among these, the Workstation, a student-led social innovation projects support program, stands out as our flagship program. At IHEI, we provide semesterly activity support funds as scholarships to teams addressing social issues based on the SDGs. In addition to this, we operate a diverse support system, including expert consultations, special lectures, networking programs, and space support. In 2023, a total of 1,789 students from 300 teams participated in Workstation activities, supporting a cumulative total of 1,126 teams and 6,756 individuals engaged in social innovation activities. With scholarships awarded to address social issues amounted to 3.08 billion won. Furthermore, investments received externally through student projects have exceeded twice the amount of scholarships, totaling 7.57 billion won. Additionally, 53 incorporations have been established by students thus far. To help you understand the program better, let me introduce two representative teams from the Workstation programs. First, the Sunflower team is engaged in workstation activities with the theme of developing specialized software learning aids for people with visual impairment, specifically focusing on mathematics. They have developed AI-based specialized software aimed at breaking down barriers to accessing mathematical subjects during the learning process for the visually challenged. They have completed user testing and are currently on the verge of product launch. Next, we have the Rizio team, a workstation team that produces eco-friendly biodegradable toothbrushes with brush replacements. They have developed a prototype that addresses the persistent issues with existing eco-friendly toothbrushes and have completed trademark registration. Additionally, they have been selected for the Ministry of SME and Startups pre-startup package, and you'll have the opportunity to learn more about both teams in the upcoming presentations. Next, I would like to talk about measuring the impact of IHEI. First, what is impact? According to one researcher, impact refers to the changes that occur as a result of activities of a specific organization. When asked, ChatGPT also mentioned that it is the effect that an organization or individual has on the well-being of society. So why do we measure this impact? Because if we cannot measure, we cannot manage. And if we cannot manage, we cannot improve. At our Institute of Higher Education Innovation, since its establishment, we have consistently accumulated basic statistics and performance data. However, we have come to realize that merely accumulating data has limitations in terms of performance management. Moreover, while program evaluations are conducted at the level of educational institutions, attempts to measure impact are rare. Therefore, attempting to measure impact as an educational institution itself holds significance. Through impact measurement, we aim to verify whether the creation of impact aligns with the vision and mission set by our institution and to gain new insights into further directions for our IHEI. To measure the impact of the workstation within the IHEI, we mapped out the activities throughout the entire duration, as these activities are organically connected together. We utilized change theory to examine what resources were input, what activities were carried out, what outcomes were achieved, and what impact and vision the Institute had as a result. Throughout this process, all members of the organization participated, engaging in opinion gathering and discussion sessions. In conclusion, we found that the vision and impact of the IHEI can be divided into two dimensions, the higher education dimension and the social innovation ecosystem dimension. However, we also observe significant overlap and interconnectedness between these two dimensions. If you examine the structure through which impact is created, you can see that financial, organizational, and human resources are the program inputs for program goal achievement, and based on these inputs, planning, operation, execution, performance management, and feedback compose a basic flow of activities. Outputs from educational program operations were categorized as educational outputs, while various additional outputs resulting from student projects were organized as student project outputs. Accordingly, outcomes were divided into institutional platform performance and project performance generated by students utilizing this platform. It was evident that these outcomes converged into the impact and vision of the two dimensions of the IHEI. Next, we aim to visualize the structure of impact as an impact model. The most crucial aspect of this process was determining how to visualize the relationship between the vision and impact of the two dimensions emphasized by our institute. Firstly, in this hemispherical impact model, we presented the impact of the higher education dimension by the size of the circle at the bottom of the sphere. This implies that education is at the root of the impact of the social innovation ecosystem dimension that we want to create. As the more we spread examples of education that can strengthen social innovation awareness and capacity in society, the more the circle will gradually expand, and the more likely it is that the size of the circle itself will increase. We also defined that the volume of the circle can increase as achievements of the social innovation ecosystem dimension presented early in the impact structure diagram increase. Before we started measuring impact, we classified the stakeholders of the program and analyzed the benefits so we could set the target of impact measurement and how to measure it. For impact measurement, we collected both quantitative and qualitative data, and, as in the impact model, we separated the educational dimension from the social innovation ecosystem dimension and summarized each type of data and analysis in a table. Next, I would like to present the results of the impact measurement. First, we conducted an analysis of the basic data that we had been collecting. We divided the analysis into curricular, extracurricular, and promotion communication aspects. In the curricular aspect, we observed a continuous growth trend in quantitative data indicating the need for further enhancement, particularly in integrating excellent curriculum projects with extracurricular workstation programs. Additionally, in the extracurricular aspect, we noticed a significant increase in external investment and funding, highlighting the role of our institute as a platform for social innovation-related startups and prompting ongoing considerations regarding support directions. Finally, by reviewing the operational performance of the social media platform, we were able to think about the direction forward for future content creation. Here is an analysis of the results from the survey on social innovation capacity and perception. For this impact measurement, we conducted a survey targeting 71 students who participated in the workstation program in 2022. The survey aimed to measure the changes among students. The survey was divided into two main sections. The first section focused on the students' experiences within the workstation program, designed with quantitative questions to assess whether significant changes occurred among students through the program. Additionally, questions were asked to understand what aspects of the program were helpful to the participants, aiming to gain insights necessary for designing and modifying future programs at the workstation of the IHEI. The second section aimed to assess changes in students' perceptions and capacities regarding social problem solving and social innovation. The survey results showed that over 80% of respondents reported an increase in the ability to discuss or collaborate on social innovation-related topics through participation in the workstation program. Additionally, a majority of respondents indicated an increase in access to experts for advice. These findings confirm the networking effect of the workstation and the dissemination of social innovation awareness. Next, we assessed whether the values and impact intended to be conveyed to students through the workstation program were effectively communicated. We examined whether students perceive that values and impact they gain through participation in the workstation align with the objectives of addressing social issues and fostering innovation. The survey results show that the highest proportion of respondents identified the perception of the need to address societal issues and the capacity to generate new ideas as the most significant outcomes gained through participation in the workstation. Following this, respondents also highlighted networking opportunities, career exploration, and guidance as valuable aspects of the program. These responses substantiate the educational outcome defined in the impact structure. As a final question regarding the workstation experience, we asked about the most helpful aspects of the program support services. It's aimed to review current support services and inform future student support strategies. After participating in the workstation program, students expressed a sense of empowerment and a newfound belief in their ability to contribute directly to solving societal issues. They felt a sense of purpose and value in their work, even if immediate economic impact may not be visible. They felt supported in driving social impact. Through these responses, they said that they benefited, and we were able to reaffirm that IHEI's identity is indeed one of a supportive platform for various initiatives aimed at addressing societal issues. We were able to confirm that our institute is moving in line with the intended direction of program planning, which aims to support students' actions and challenges in addressing social problems. Next, we analyzed the results of the second section of the survey, which focused on students' perceptions and changes in their capabilities. The section employed a post-survey method where students self-assessed their progress after participating in the program. Subsequently, we conduct surveys using the same questions at the recruitment stage to compare the pre- and post-survey results. Through the analysis of the survey, we confirmed that participation in the workstation program contributes to enhancing students' awareness and capabilities in social innovation. This reaffirms that our institution is indeed nurturing individuals capable of making real contributions to social innovation. Additionally, to understand the value and significance of the workstation from various stakeholders' perspectives, we conducted focus group interviews, FGIs. These FGIs were conducted separately for the educational aspect and the social innovation ecosystem aspect of impact. For investigating the educational aspect of impact, we interviewed the policy platform team at the Korea Development Institute, the KDI. The reason for selecting KDI as our interview target was their alignment with the vision of the Higher Education Innovation Institute, IHEI, during the planning of their Young Working Program, a policy exploration program currently underway at KDI, which led them to benchmark our workstation program through interviews with IHEI. The main question asked during the FGIs revolved around benchmarking points and the resulting outcomes of the program. Through these interviews, we were able to confirm the educational impact contributing to the paradigm shift in higher education. Additionally, to assess the impact from the perspective of the social innovation ecosystem, we interviewed the founder of Mashup Angels, an early-stage startup investment firm. The reason for interviewing Mashup Angels was because it had made a seed investment in Wharton Technologies, a generative AI platform startup founded by students who participated in the workstation program. During the interview with Mashup Angels, we focus on evaluating the reasons for investing in the startup and IHEI's role within the social innovation ecosystem. In conclusion, we were able to confirm the impact of IHEI as a provider of talent within the social innovation ecosystem. This provided valuable insight for future program planning and operational strategies. Finally, to measure the social impact of the workstation, we analyzed the results and portfolios of 206 teams that participated in the workstation program over the course of 2022. Through this analysis, we classified the students' outputs into 5 types: research, networking, and dissemination campaigns, as well is intangible and tangible resources. These types of impact were structured into an impact performance framework, which we aim to apply to future workstation programs for impact measurement and management. Through this impact performance framework, we will classify activity themes for each stage. Through this impact measurement, we have identified the following impacts of the IHEI. First, we observed a consistent growth and expansion trend in both the circular and extracurricular programs based on quantitative data analysis. Additionally, it contributes to the dissemination of social innovation education, and we have seen an enhancement in students' capacity for addressing social issues and an improvement in their awareness. This indicates that our institute is progressing according to our intended mission and vision. However, I believe a point of even greater significance than the impact measurement results shown earlier is the fact that our institute's members have had several discussions to reassess our vision and mission, especially considering the perspective of working level practitioners were taken into account during this process. Through such discussions, we have come to realize that IHEI is not just a higher education institution, but also an intermediary organization for social innovation ecosystem. We can now consider incorporating this awareness into our future institutional operations. Furthermore, another significant outcome of these discussions is that the process has provided educational and professional stimulation to the Institute's members. It's also crucial to note that even in minor decision-making processes, we now consider the Institute's impact at the core of our programs. In addition, the establishment of a system for categorizing students' project outcomes is a major achievement. We have introduced a new process during the application procedure for the workstation program, where applicants are prompted to consider the impact of their projects, and in the future, we aim to provide detailed guidance on measurement indicators and methods for each impact type. As we continue to accumulate such outcomes, it will naturally enable us to continuously measure the impact of higher education innovation. Through our impact assessment, IHEI has been able to confirm our quantitative growth over the past 5 years, and we were able to identify the basis for future qualitative growth based on the understandings driven from the assessment. With that, I would like to end my presentation, and I hope that the presentations of our workstation teams will enable you to gain a better understanding of IHEI's impact. Thank you very much.
So I think it's so measuring the quantitative or qualitative impact of such outcomes is quite challenging, but I think they did a quite interesting job at the IHEA EI. And in the next video, we're going to have Mr. Yusung Che. He's the Transpil algorithm developer for the team 해바라기, and also an undergrad student in the College of Commerce and Economics at Yonsei University. And he'll be discussing about his experiences on how Team 해바라기 has contributed towards making a better world for the visually impaired. Let's watch the video.
Hello, I am Che Yusung from Sunny Braille that was developed by Team Sunflower. I would like to start with my personal story. I had a lot of trouble studying math in school. It was often said that there is a flood of resources, but there are very few resources that are accessible to people with visual impairment. Therefore, I always had to start studying math with finding an available textbook. Someone would read to me, and I spent a lot of time writing down the math problems myself. I used to write down the math problems using a Braille information terminal. This is an assistive device that enables working with documents and the internet like a computer. Things were not so different even in college. Calculus, written by James Stewart, is widely used as a calculus textbook at universities. It is well known, but there is no available version for the visually impaired in Korea. On the other hand, in the US, there is so much math materials available. But there is a twist. When you take a closer look, you'll find that the textbooks omit almost all of the equations. Of course, no one can study math without equations. This is the current reality of math textbooks written in Braille. So why is there such a shortage of math textbooks available for students with visual impairment? The reason is the inefficient and time-consuming process of publishing math textbooks in Braille. The process of converting letters into Braille is called Braille transcription. Currently, math Braille transcription is done manually by Braille transcribers due to the low accuracy and inconvenience of different computer programs. In addition to low accuracy, existing Braille programs are also inaccessible to non-Braille users because they are difficult to use. That is why we developed Sunny Braille. Our team has been working with the Social Innovation Workstation for the past year. The Social Innovation Workstation, run by Yonsei University's Institute for Higher Education Innovation, is a non-majors program where students with a social innovation mindset gather to discover and find solutions for social issues. Started in 2018, the workstation has had a great year in 2023 with the participation of 17,000 students across 300 teams. Once selected for the workstation, teams receive various support throughout the semester. In addition to financial support, teams are provided with meeting space as well as access to expert lectures. Our team held weekly meetings thanks to the grant we received. We were also able to develop our services and also attend a social impact course at the end of the semester to help us measure the impact of our solution. I think the best part of the workstation is iFesta, held at the end of the semester. That is where we share our results. Last year, we participated during the first semester via YouTube video. I watched other teams' project presentations on the YouTube channel of the Institute for Higher Education Innovation and was inspired by the work of fellow students covering various areas of the UN SDGs. During the second semester, we were fortunate enough to take the opportunity to present our work in person at the main event. The event allowed us to network with other workstation teams, and it was a great opportunity to learn from each other. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Institute for Higher Education Innovation for encouraging creative ideas and providing a great opportunity for university students to engage in meaningful activities. Now I would like to introduce the specific workstation activities of my team over the past year. Problem definition, cause identification, and solution ideation was what we conducted during the first semester. We conducted 3 rounds of interviews to learn about the environment for learning math for students with visual impairment and also to define the issue at hand. The first interview was conducted with vocational high school students to investigate the overall learning environment of students with visual impairment. From the interviews, we learned that students with visual impairment have difficulty accessing textbooks, understanding visual materials, and also taking notes when studying. This was especially true for math, where it was more difficult to access official textbooks compared to other subjects. And understanding shapes and graphs was also an issue. After learning from the first round of interviews that math particularly was difficult for students with visual impairment, we conducted a second round of interviews to get a more detailed picture of the environment for learning math. We spoke to a math teacher and a math tutor to learn more about the prospects of working at schools for students with disabilities and how students with visual impairment learn math, along with the relevant processes and the tools they use. Based on these interviews, we created a map of math learning journey of students with visual impairment. We divided the learning process into two phases, learning concepts and problem solving. For each phase, we analyzed the challenges that students encounter at school, during tutoring lessons, and when studying alone at home. Based on this journey map, we decided that we need to discuss the problems that we would focus on. We decided that problems at the personal level, such as the student's ability to teach and the student's ability to learn, could not be solved by university students. So we decided to focus our attention on the issues at the individual levels encountered when studying alone rather than at school or during tutoring lessons when students are more influenced by teachers. And in particular, we focused on the difficulty of getting the appropriate learning materials, which has nothing to do with the student's ability to learn. It's sad that even the best math students have to give up studying more in-depth materials because they're not able to access appropriate math textbooks. Once we decided to focus on this issue, we interviewed 3 students to learn more about the process of preparing math textbooks and difficulties that they faced in accessing math textbooks. During the third interview, we learned that the Braille information terminals were not able to recognize equations from word processors, so math Braille textbooks have to be created using a special file called VRF, which makes it more time-consuming for welfare centers to create math textbooks. For the third interview, we came up with the final problem definition. We thought about how to quickly and accurately distribute math textbooks to students with visual impairment, and so we started to think about the possible solutions. Our team came up with 2 solutions. One is Sunny Braille, a service that automatically transcribes math problems into Braille, and the other solution is Sunny Graphic, a service that extracts only the graphic parts of math problems and creates tactile materials using 3-dimensional printer. The development went into full-fledged during the second semester. After several team meetings, we decided to focus on developing Sunny Brailles for equations first. We conducted the fourth round of interviews before the development. To understand the actual job of Braille transcription, we consulted 2 Braille transcribers. We divided the process into 5 stages and summarized the tools and issues for each stage. Among them, we selected 5 issues that we wanted to focus on, so we decided that what was important to consider when developing Sunny Braille were the 5 points that we will be focusing on. First, we need to improve the recognition rate of text containing equations and accurately incorporating the results back into textbooks. And as a result, we successfully developed Sunny Braille. We created an equation algorithm that converts equations into Braille. We created a web app for users as well. And at the end of the semester, we conducted a user test. So let's watch a quick demo of Sunny Braille.
제품 소개. 스킵 내비게이션 제품 파일 별도음 날. 써니 브레일 33X 써니 브레일. 써니 브레일
쉽고 빠르다는 캐치프레이즈.
So under the catchphrase quick and easy, Sunny Braille is a service that's based on automatic transcription of math equations with just images. Eventually, we plan to create not only a website but also mobile apps, and we hope to support Math Braille in other countries outside of Korea. This is our end goal as an architecture. So far, we developed a web service that engages with some math equations at the middle and high school level. Our team is trying to build customized technologies through our own development rather than utilizing other companies' technologies. We have developed an equation algorithm and are also working on technology to extract text from images. The strengths of our service are threefold. First, it is an automatic transcription service that specializes in formulas. Second, it can also be used by users who do not know Braille because the transcription process is automatic. And third, the web design is designed for web accessibility so that it can be easily used by students with visual impairment with the help of screen readers. Sunny Braille improves the learning experience by quickly delivering learning materials for math to students with visual impairment. In that sense, it can contribute to the UN SDG for quality education and reducing inequality. It is also meaningful that it saves cost and time for Braille transcription. We measured the social impact in terms of cost and time. It costs about 2.62 million won to transcribe one book at a welfare center, but Sunny Braille can transcribe only at 80,000 won, and we reduced the time from 51 months to 36 minutes. As I mentioned earlier, we conducted a user test with a total of 6 people, including students with visual impairment, parents, and teachers, at the end of second semester. It was rewarding to receive feedback that our solutions solved inconveniences during our user testing. We will continue to participate in the Social Innovation Workstation and strive to develop services that can make a real impact on society. Why do you focus on math learning for students with visual impairment? Isn't the demand too small? This is a question we often get when we introduce our service. It's not about the number of people. Education is about bringing out the best in students. And if there are barriers that stand in the way of this, it's natural to try and solve them. They say that if you turn a wall on its side, it becomes a bridge. We at Sunnyville will do our best to break down the barriers to learning for students with visual impairment. Thank you.
So very impressive service, very impressive software developed by the Hebarage team. There was a definite need for it. They had a very nice motivation, and then the execution plan was also, I think, very well executed. So looking forward to what they're going to do next. So the final video we would like to share with you today is by Miss Seo Hyun Park, the CMO of Resio, and she's a graduate student of the College of Human Ecology here at Yonsei University. She'll be discussing about her experiences in making environment-friendly toothbrushes. So let's take a look at her video.
2023년
I would like to begin the presentation of the Risio team from the Yonsei University IGEI workstation program of the first half of 2023. Good afternoon. I am Seo-hyun Park of the startup Risio, which was created by myself and 2 co-founder friends. With the slogan, "We make the new wave," Risio is a team that wants to create a new positive change in everyday life. Our first product is a toothbrush made with only natural materials with replaceable heads. And we are trying to start a manufacturing startup to offer consumers a new experience of conveniently replacing toothbrush heads, just like you would replace razor blades. The Risio team has prepared a startup that focuses on the various sustainable development goals, especially goal number 12, which is responsible consumption and production. And I would like to share with you the Risio team's journey to achieve this goal. First, we identified the problem through the workstation program. Is it worth the inconvenience to use a product if it's eco-friendly? The Risio team wanted to take on a different perspective. We wanted to make a good product that was environmentally conscious in its manufacturing process but prioritize usability. We were quite alarmed when we learned that toothbrush waste is a serious environmental problem around the world. We learned that 12 million tons of toothbrush waste has accumulated since the first toothbrush was produced, which is equivalent to the weight of 30 Lotte World Towers. Everyone uses a toothbrush every day for the rest of their lives, a consumable and a necessity that needs to be replaced over and over again. Have you ever thought that it's a bit wasteful to have a plastic toothbrush that you have to discard once the brush heads are worn out? In fact, recently there has been a growing number of users who have realized this problem and are looking for eco-friendly toothbrushes, but it hasn't really caught on. Why aren't consumers looking for eco-friendly toothbrushes? For many, it is because they're uncomfortable to use and they're not attractive in terms of their design, or even worse, are damaged and end up being thrown away because they're eco-friendly but not good to use. So the Risio team did a lot of research and user interviews to find a solution. And then we came up with a great idea. What if one day you could just change your toothbrush head like you change your razor blade? A toothbrush that you throw away anyway. So if you could just replace the brush head, you could minimize the use of plastic. And if we were going to make a good product, it would be great if we could make it from eco-friendly materials rather than using plastic. The Risio team conducted surveys, user interviews, and validated that there was a specific consumer needs for a head replaceable toothbrush. We worked with raw material partners to develop new materials to replace plastic. And then we researched materials, made our own molds, prototyped them, tested them, and even created a pilot group to carry on trials. In the process, we found that consumers had a similar need for products that felt good to use while being environmentally friendly. Meanwhile, the year-long journey that started from scratch hasn't been easy at all, and our Risio team has faced many trial and errors along the way. The first toothbrush to be injected with a new biomass material instead of plastic was indeed a great challenge, and we encountered unexpected problems such as having to stop production just before the launch. But what helped us overcome these challenges was a brand value that we had established, which was that if we communicate openly, transparently, and sincerely, people will believe and support us no matter what. We put this into action by meticulously documenting and sharing every step of our journey, every success and every failure. And the window for communication was our Instagram account, Risio Maker, which I still run today, with the theme of the diary of the marketer of a startup founder of Risio toothbrush. I recorded the journey of our Risio team, our thoughts, trials and errors, and all the processes as if I was writing a diary. As a result, our account that documents the life of marketers Halyun's activities in everyday life has about 1,300 followers who have been supporting the Risio team for about a month now. Looking back on a year of faithfully implementing the workstation program, I think the Risio team has gained a lot. The biggest achievement is the attention and support we've received through our documentation of our journey. As more people became interested in our story, they've come to believe in us and cheer us on even in the midst of difficulties, and that's priceless. Also, the experience of pitching at the workstation finals, which put a lot of work into, helped us to experience a bigger stage and grow. During various support programs, our pitching skills have also improved. In particular, when we had the opportunity to stand on the main stage of the Global Startup Festival Come Up Academy League held at Dongdaemun DDP in November of 2023, that indeed was a significant moment. Despite this being a really big event, we were able to successfully finish the pitch thanks to our previous pitching experiences. Recently, after showcasing our product at CES, the United States, we have been accelerating our efforts to prepare for funding to officially launch the product in Korea, and we are plan to expand our product lineup diversely in the future. And meanwhile, through immersing ourselves in the startup preparation process, we have gained the strength to maintain a long-term optimistic attitude and not give up when faced with challenging situations. The social values that the RISIO wants to create through problem solving are, first, there is an economic benefit. Users who previously had to pay much higher prices for eco-friendly toothbrushes can now enjoy a more affordable option with a satisfaction rating of 4.8 out of 5 for our prototype eco-friendly toothbrush. Additionally, we have increased satisfaction in terms of usability and design, and not just focus on eco-friendliness. By incorporating a replaceable but thin head structure, we have enhanced usability and design the body more aesthetically while considering dental hygiene. On the other hand, the RISIO toothbrush also offers various environmental benefits. If the entire population were to use our toothbrush, how much waste could we potentially reduce? With its compact replaceable head structure, which reduces waste by 92% with each replacement, if the entire population were to use RISIO toothbrushes, we could reduce approximately 39,506 tons of waste annually. Since the toothbrush handle is made from bio-based natural materials instead of plastic, the toothbrush would be broken down and decayed naturally. Thanks to RISIO's intuitive head replaceable design, some users have become more aware that frequent replacement of toothbrush heads is beneficial for oral hygiene, and I believe that we can also change people's perception with our toothbrush introduction. RISIO team aims to continue pursuing meaningful challenges, both big and small. We hope that these challenges, along with your support, will contribute to creating a new wave of positive change. Please continue to follow RISIO's journey. Join us in generating waves of meaningful change together with us. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we had an opportunity to take a look at two different teams that worked with IGEI on their projects. I think both were very, very interesting. So thank you for the great videos that discusses their special experiences. And I think what we want to take away here is the progress reports that they're talking about, how they did the surveys, how they kind of planned out the design, and then how they moved forward to actually get a tangible product in their hand. This was very interesting to see. So that concludes this session. I'd like to say thank you for joining us today in this session and the second day of GEEF 2024 in general. And I think we have one more session going on at the Centennial Hall, and that's going to be our last session. So once again, thank you very much. And this concludes all the sessions for Grand Ballroom A in GEEF 2024. Thank you.